this. So for a couple of years now, I have been working seasonally retail. Stay with me. So during the Christmas season, this guy comes in. And I was like, hello, sir, welcome in. Is there anything I could help you with today? And he goes, can I have your number? And into that, I was like, and he was like, oh, you're married. And I was like, no, sir, actually, I'm engaged. I'm not engaged. I wear this ring out so that if somebody hits on me, I just can be nice and just be like, sorry. I know it's terrible, sorry, whatever, moving on. So he was like, oh, it's too bad you're engaged because I'd love to take you out. And I was like, yeah, anyway, how can I help you? And this man goes, I'm actually looking for a necklace for my girlfriend. His girlfriend. Then he asks where the $50 and under section is. I was working at a jewelry store, a nice jewelry store. I said, unfortunately, there's only a few items in that price range. Showed it to him. He said, thanks, winks at me, and walks out the door. Somebody come get your man.
Plastic surgeries that went wrong, part 1.
Sahar Taber was a beautiful girl. I mean, very beautiful.
And she got famous in 2017 because she was kind of starting to change her looks crazy.
Little by little. Some people were even calling her the ugly version of Angelina Jolie.
Turns out that she wasn't even trying to look like Angelina Jolie.
She was actually inspired by Emily from Corpse Bride.
Do you like the before or after? And like this video if I should do a part 2.
Oh, I need to process this. So I was in the grocery store, minding my own business, as one should, and I kept getting stares, which I understand why, because look at all this. No, I'm kidding. It's apparently because my jean shorts are too short. It made me uncomfortable. But alas, I'm a strong gal, I just keep a-strolling. And I noticed that there's this older man who keeps a-walking behind me. And I'm thinking, what's good, Bubba? Well, he approaches me and he says this. Yes, this is true, buckle up. Ma'am, you're not wearing a whole lot of clothing. You're gonna make men stumble. And I said, sir, are you saying you're falling head over heels in love with me? He didn't think that was funny. That it's very difficult for boys and men like me to control my thoughts and actions. I said, sir, if you and others can't control your thoughts and actions, you shouldn't be leaving the house because you're a predator.
You guys seem to be shocked that people didn't always come the cleanest for their Brazilian wax, but I'm gonna really blow your mind with this one. The real reason I quit my waxing job. So I was waxing this lady's Brazilian. It was my first time seeing her, and every time you get a Brazilian wax, it includes the butt. So it came to the part where I was waxing her butt and I told her to lift her knees to her chest, and when she did, she farted directly on my arm and I felt a particle hit my arm. A dookie fleck. It was whatever, and I just finished up the wax and, told her she could get dressed. And whenever people would get dressed, we wouldn't leave the room. We would just turn around to give them their privacy. So I turn around, I'm like cleaning up my station, and I hear the paper on the bed ripping. I'm like, that's weird, that's my job to do it. So I turn around to see what she's doing, and this grown woman is holding a turd in her hand, and she's trying to wrap it up in the paper. She tried to throw it in my trash can, and I told her, ma'am, you gotta go flush that.
Story about the time I accidentally walked the red carpet at the Tony Awards. So my sister and I got tickets as general audience members. Obviously the dress code was formal, so here we are walking around Manhattan in our gowns. You can see Radio City, and here I've zoomed in to show that visibility was blocked and people were trying to see the red carpet. So we walked to the end of the street, not sure how we were going to find the line to get into the theater, and a police officer came over to us and said, you girls are going to the show, right? And we said yes. So he escorted us through security and into an area that we assumed would be the general line, and this is what we saw. By the time we realized he'd brought us to the red carpet, he was already gone. There were other people in gowns that weren't being interviewed or photographed, so we briefly thought that this might be the general waiting area, but we quickly figured out they were friends and family of the stars, and one of them offered to take a picture of us, so that was nice. If we looked stressed, it's because we were. We were scared to tell anyone we weren't supposed to be there because we didn't want to get in trouble, even though it wasn't our fault. So we just followed the nice family that took our picture all the way along the red carpet until we got to the front entrance, and an employee asked to see our tickets, and once he saw them, he said, you shouldn't be here. And we said, we know.